Hello and welcome to the show. This is a very special episode of the Life of Gaming podcast. My name is Jamie and I'll be your host on this cruise of video game awesomeness. And you all know my co-host, the Shuhei Yoshida to my Phil Spencer, Mr. Josh Brandt.
Hello, sir.
Mr.
Long time no see.
PlayStation.
Mr. PlayStation right here.
That's right. That's right.
Always.
And also with us tonight.
I'm afraid to admit it.
Also with us tonight, our very own Reggie Fils-Aimé, Ryan Bremigen. How's it going, sir?
My body is ready.
Good.
His body is ready.
See, Matt was supposed to be with us too, but he just kind of disappeared. So we assume he fell asleep. So Matt, if you're listening to this, wake up.
Who would he be? Would he be the Ouya creator or something?
No, the Philips CDI. Philips CDI.
There you go. Matt.
Even better. I like that.
Well, the reason this episode is so special for two reasons. First, it is the 50th episode of the Life of Gaming podcast. So everybody, get your party blowers and your poppers, because it is time to celebrate.
How did we get to 50, James?
It took us a year and a half to get there, but almost a year and a half, but we did it.
Yes, amazingly somehow we kept it running.
And I had to drag you kicking and screaming the whole way.
No doubt.
And your beard gets better by the day.
Stays the same, but never goes away, my friend.
That's right. But the other reason this is an ultra special episode, this is our E3 review episode. I mean, so much happened to E3. So really, normally we've got outlines, we've got things we follow to keep the show on pace. But today, because there's just so much to cover, what we're going to do, we're going to give you our top 5 favorite games, each of us, for this year's E3. What were the top 5 moments that we loved this year's E3? But before we get to that, because it's been so long since we've had a show, let's talk about what we've been playing lately. And Brandt, let's start with you, man. What have you been playing?
Dude, I'm telling you what, E3, I came down with the mother freaking sickness of all sicknesses. And I'm not talking about the Disturbed song, "You Come Down with the Sickness." No, I'm talking about like throwing up, hacking up, spitting up, sneezing out sickness that took over my body for like a week. And
you were at my house, man. Why didn't you warn me?
I don't know what happened. It was like, yeah, it was a few days after E3 when it just came over me, and I don't know what the heck happened, how I could have gotten it, but oh my gosh, man, I tell you what, I was out for the count. And during that time, I really did not, I was so sick I didn't even feel like playing any video games. Can you believe that?
Wow.
Nonsense.
That is really
I know,
sick.
It is, yeah. So what I really did was I went back to The Witcher 3. I restarted that because...
Oh, okay. Because the only way you can enjoy that game is if you're extremely sick. Am I right?
Yeah, I just needed some big open world to get lost in. And so I decided, okay, I'm going back to this game. Totally restarted, and yep. And I gotta say, the second time is a charm. I'm really loving it now. It's surprisingly. I wasn't a big fan of how the gameplay was the first time, even though I understood how it was great and why people liked it. But this time, it's just, I don't know. Something about it just clicks. Maybe it's the updates that they had. I heard they redid some of the mechanics and everything, and it's really clicking now. And I know what I'm doing, so that always helps.
Sure.
And so I'm really enjoying that right now. I'm sort of last year I didn't get to finish a lot of games, so I'm going to play that. Then I'm going to play Until Dawn, and then because I never finished that. And I'll probably go back to Metal Gear Solid 5, or I have Mad Max, which I haven't even played yet.
I totally forgot you bought that. Yeah, that's right.
Which is on sale on the PSN flash sale right now, by the way. And Assassin's Creed Syndicate. I never
Oh, dude, Assassin's Creed Syndicate
Play
is
that.
so good. You have to play that game. That was really good. But
So
actually,
I
the
should
Steam
bump that
sale is
up.
going on now too. That just started today. So
Oh yeah,
if you're a
yeah.
PC player, check that out. But to actually
Yeah.
talking about going back to old games, well, not old games. I'm back into Fallout 4. I'm loving
that's
Fallout
another
4.
one.
Super old game.
Honestly,
Super old game.
right. Probably, I. This is a stretch to say this because we're not that far in the generation, but I probably put more time into that game and enjoyed that game more than any other game that I can think of right now for this generation because I keep coming back to it. And like I have my whole game lock up and crash, and I start a new character, and I'm so far into it. But now, I'm almost done with the main story, and I'm like, I'm going to go through and start playing the DLC. So I finished the Automatron DLC yesterday, and I started the Far Harbor DLC today because I got the season pass for it. But oh my gosh, dude, that game, it's not as good as New Vegas. Although they did announce today that New Vegas is now backwards compatible on Xbox One, so I finally was able to pop that disc in and install it. So I was kind of happy about that. So now I have 3 Vegas and Fallout 4 in my system. But man, Fallout 4, it's good. Once it gets your hooks in you, man, that's such a good game.
That's another one I have to fit back in there. Never finished it.
And that's one where, like I said, I put probably 40 plus hours into it before when my game locked up. And I think the last time I checked, it said I was 1 day and like 8
Wow.
hours. I know I'm 30 plus hours in it right now. But now I'm going to the DLC, and like it's just there's so many quests I haven't done. I mean, I've already explored the main wasteland, most of it. But man, going to the DLC, going to Far Harbor and all this, it's so good. And I will say the Automatron DLC was a little disappointing. It was like super, super short. It was 4 missions. That was it. And
yeah.
it was kind of disappointing, but so far Far Harbor has been really good.
Cool. To bring it back to what I was playing, there was a new game that I just
You're
wanted to
already
mention.
done, sir. I'm kidding.
That I reviewed. Grand Kingdom. It's by NIS. They publish Japanese game, and yeah, it's a really cool strategy RPG that I was surprised by. I got a review code for it, so okay, I'll give it a try, and I actually gave it a pretty high score, so it's worth checking out. It has a Muramasa, Odin Sphere, whatever,
Okay.
vanillaware type of art style.
Oh, cool.
So
Okay.
it's worth checking out.
Awesome. Now, Bremy, I know for you, you're the type of guy that loves to sing, that loves to dance, and mix in a little RPG with that. So, what have you been playing, man?
Overwatch.
Yeah.
Right.
No, but seriously, Overwatch has consumed my life at this point in time. But when I'm
It
not
had for
playing
me
it,
too.
when I'm not playing it, Tokyo Mirage Sessions Sharp FE, long title, just came out today, so I've been playing that today.
Cool. Now, give us your early thoughts on that, because I know you said it just came out today, but what do you think of it so far?
It's Persona.
Is that a good thing or a bad
And
thing?
that makes
It is
it
a
awesome.
it's a very good thing.
Cool. Now, I know
It's basically Persona combat system with an added like emphasis on weapons. Like because the whole triangle that Fire Emblem has with swords, spears, and axes are in it, and so that
Oh,
makes
yeah,
it
cool.
different. That
Oh,
makes
okay.
a difference more along that, and then it's basically Persona, but that's also a derivative of Shin Megami Tensei, but Persona is more well liked over here than Shin Megami Tensei.
Cool. Hey, quick question for you, Remy. I'm watching your camera there. Is that my Rock Band mic you're using for communication tonight? I remember I would recognize that fat mic anywhere.
Maybe.
Rock band.
Oh, dude, that's
I
hilarious.
don't. My other mic broke.
Oh, that's awful. Well, hey,
It
quick question.
actually sounds pretty good.
Yeah, I was gonna say it's not too bad.
Yeah.
Just being a Rock Band mic.
Yeah.
But quick question for you on the Shin Megami Tensei. How do they bring the Fire Emblem characters into the world? I mean, do they fit, or are they just kind of like summoning spells, or what's going on there?
They're basically there are things called mirages, and that's the Fire Emblem characters. There's normal characters which have nothing to do with Shin Megami Tensei. They're typical like JRPG main characters, and they meet these creatures called mirages, and that's the Fire Emblem characters. But so far, the only Fire Emblem character that I really know of is, actually, there's two of them. There's Chrom from Awakening, who's the main character's one, and then there's Kane from the original Fire Emblem that came over here, which is Fire Emblem 7.
Oh wow!
But he's the horseman that Lynn meets in like the second or third chapter. But yeah, the rest of the Fire Emblem cast is like from people from the past, and I haven't seen anything on Marth, which is kind of weird because he's like the
main one.
Yeah, he's like the main character.
Smash Brothers man.
Yeah, he's the one that everybody knows, but
Sure.
I'm enjoying it so far.
Cool.
What system is it for?
Wii U.
It's only on Wii U, sir. That awesome system that has all the amazing exclusives that nobody buys.
I can honestly say it is the most Japanese game I've ever played.
Is that a good thing or a
Oh
bad?
man, I want to play this now.
I mean, you could take it how it is. You have to like Japanese music, that's for sure, because it's all Japanese music.
And I had a chance to buy a Wii U for $200. I think I should have just snapped on it.
You should have.
Yeah.
For one.
I know.
There's so many good games. I mean,
Had Splatoon with it.
Oh, really? Cool.
Yeah.
I think that right now, isn't Tokyo Mirage Hasn't sitting at like an 84 or 86 or something on Metacritic?
Yeah,
I know it's doing pretty well.
It's like 84, and IGN hasn't reviewed it. I don't know. That they're like the biggest main company that hasn't reviewed it yet. Game Informer gave it an 8.25, and I think Polygon gave it a 9.5.
Those IGN guys, they've got nothing on Life of Game.
Just take their time.
Yeah.
Hey, even Nintendo enthusiasts got their review up already. So come on.
They were like the first one.
Yeah, which is pretty cool. But okay, we know right now, for sales, things like that. Brant, I know you said there's a PlayStation Flash sale going on. I know that there's multiple Xbox Gold sales going on. Wii U, I think, even has a summer sale going on, don't they?
They did have one for E3 last week. I know that, but
okay.
I don't know if they did for this. I don't know if it ended. Actually, I think it ended the 24th or today. So
of course it ends today. So by the time you hear this, it's already over.
Yeah. Very helpful.
Yes. Okay. Well, with that, guys, if there's nothing else you've been playing, let's hop into our topic of the week. Hit it, Brant.
E3, chugga 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 hype train, chugga 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 E3 hype train, choo choo. I had to do it one more time. That's the last time until next E3. So.
Here's the problem: you can't have a hype train. E3's already over.
Hey, you can ride the hype train.
I have to go with the theme, man.
Sure.
That's right. It's speeding along. It's frozen. Yes.
The Polar Express, it never really leaves, but we just kind of ignore it.
It goes to the North Pole, will come back, and then blazing glory.
It'll catch you by surprise because Gamescom's like right around the corner.
There we go.
Yeah.
Okay, guys, we're going to be talking about our top 5 favorite things of E3. Now, I know we haven't really talked about our list yet, so how do we want to do this? If somebody already names a game, should we say you have to take it off your list and choose something else for that number? Or do we say you can, put your numbers in wherever you want? How do you guys want to handle this?
I mean, if you have it on your list, I'd say that's fine. You can kind of go into a little more detail to why it's on your list at where it is kind of thing.
Okay. Sounds good.
Yeah.
Well, since Brant sang a terrible song that was completely out of place because E3's already over, Bremy, let's start with you.
Give me the love, James.
These really aren't in any order except number 1.
Okay.
But my first one that I saw some gameplay at E3 and I got excited for it is I Am Setsuna.
Okay.
Oh yeah.
I don't remember now. What was that one about?
It's made by Square and it's a Chrono Trigger like game. It's a more of a sequel to Chrono Trigger than Chrono Cross was. So
okay.
It apparently comes out in like a month. So
wow, jeez.
That was a surprise. So I'm excited for it. Any more Chrono Trigger is amazing to me. So
cool.
Yeah, Just one of the best JRPGs of all time. Yeah,
Just a
I'll
little
take
bit.
that.
Just a little bit.
Okay, well, I'll go ahead and say my number 5. There were a lot of really good games, really good trailers, but I'm trying to think, what game had an impact on me that I thought they just displayed it really well. My number 5 is going to be Dead Rising 4. Now, they announced that game, and the reason I thought this was so cool because we kind of knew it was coming. They had, it got leaked along with everything else in the world that got leaked this year. But when they showed it, the whole thing was Christmas themed, which I just thought was hilarious because the game's coming out in December. It's like December 8th, I think. But like there was Christmas music playing, and he was wearing a Santa suit, and there was like the zombies wrapped in lights, and it was actually snowing, like inside
In the conference,
in the conference. Like it was awesome. And then he like he tweeted and said, hashtag Frank's back and all that. Like just the presentation of that, and you know exactly what you're getting with that game. So, I mean, it's just going to be, hacking and chopping zombies with your friends. And, like, Dead Rising 3, it was a Dead Rising game, but it was a launch game. So now they've had a few years to kind of perfect the formula for this gen of consoles. And it's coming to PlayStation as well. But it's gonna be a year later, kind of like what they did with Rise of the Tomb Raider.
Yeah, time exclusive.
Right. Which actually I'm kind of surprised of because if you look at the history of Dead Rising, the first one was Xbox exclusive. The second one came to all systems, and then the third one was Xbox exclusive, and now the first one's coming to all systems. Like, I don't... Either make it exclusive or don't.
I mean, they probably...
I hate all this implications. Yeah.
Yeah, they probably, thought, oh, it's going to be a launch title. This will sell well, and then the Xbox kind of tanked in the beginning, but...
Yes, it did. It still hasn't really recovered.
Yeah.
It's not Wii U numbers, we'll say that, but...
But they are relinquishing their defeat with their conference. They relinquish that. They didn't say it outright, but they have other plans, and they're coming out swinging. That's for sure.
They're coming out swinging with a $1,000 console.
Right. Oh my gosh! I can't imagine how expensive that thing's gonna be.
That's scary.
What was it? 6 teraflops or something like that?
And they said the video card is gonna be powering that thing. They said if you buy it on a PC right now, it's like $600 or $700, it was just outrageously expensive.
It's going to be way too expensive to buy it.
It's going to be interesting to see what they do because I have a feeling if they're not careful, it could turn into a new 3DS situation, and we don't want that to happen.
No,
so we'll see.
No, one game for the new 3DS,
and one that runs like crap on the old 3DS.
Right. Well, okay, Brant, I guess finally we got to get to you sometime. So what's your number 5?
If you can't see me, I'm going behind the camera because James wants me to disappear.
Sure.
No, I'm going to throw, you said Dead Rising 4. I'm going to throw another one that isn't as joking as Dead Rising 4. I'm going to say Resident Evil 7.
Oh, okay.
What did you think I was going to say?
I thought you were going to say...
Days Gone.
Days Gone.
Yeah, I was more impressed than most people by that, but Resident Evil 7, this looks like the game they need to make. Another reinvention. I'm going back to Resident Evil when they did Resident Evil 4.
Sure.
And I don't know if you guys played the demo for it, but it has that PT-esque sort of vibe going for it. I thought PT was on another level better, but I just like what they're doing, the whole jump scare, like the supernatural psychological horror that they're going for is a lot more appealing to me than just mindless zombies shooting and coming after you. So I really like the new direction, and I actually, when they announced it, it's exclusive for PSVR. I was like, oh man, that's just great. I'm all in. And I didn't say in the what we were playing section, I know I'm going back, James, but I did go to Best Buy and try the PSVR.
No, Bremy did.
Bremy did too?
Yep.
Okay. I tried Eve Valkyrie.
Same.
And I don't know about you. I thought it was awesome, but I think I went in with too much hype, and it didn't, what was the word? Excite me as much as I thought it would. Honestly, I don't know if you had the same experience where you thought it was fuzzy, had like
Yeah.
a screen door effect.
Yeah, it was. I went in with like no hype because I've never done a VR experience before. Like I've never tried the Vive or the Oculus or anything. So this is my first experience, and I was not impressed at all. Like
Yeah.
it didn't feel like what everybody's been saying felt like. It felt like I was just playing a game really up close to the screen, kind of thing.
Yeah, and when you look at the TV that someone's playing on, it looks really awesome and pretty. But then when you put it on your face, the darks become much darker.
Yeah, like
And
I looked down to my like body and stuff that they had in the game, and it was all fuzzy and it wasn't crisp like it would be on screen.
yeah,
Now, is that just because you have to adjust the headset for each individual person? I mean, could that be why it was fuzzy?
No,
I just think it's they have to render it to multiple times, through the TV and then through the headset, because it's calculating your motions and movements and. I was underwhelmed too by it, but I think it'll be suited better. I wish I would have tried like the deep sea one because I think that would have lent itself better to the experience, and I think Resident Evil 7 or something like that would be a lot better too.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm just tempering my expectations for PSVR, but I think it's a cool little feature that they have it exclusively with the VR system.
Well, actually, to my understanding, Resident Evil 7 is going to be on all systems. And you can play it without VR, but if you have PlayStation VR, it said you can play the entire game in VR if you want. But actually, my question to you, Brant, I guess my first question, because it's in first person, do you think this was a reaction to PT more than anything?
You have to say that was a reaction because PT, and I don't care what people say, PT is like the best horror experience ever.
It was amazing.
It was really good. It was still better. Really good.
Yeah, it's still better than what the Resident Evil 7 demo showed, but I think that's just because PT was set. In Resident Evil 7, you're in a dilapidated house that's all messed up anyway, but in PT, it was like this nice, scary-looking, clean place, and then as you went through it, it's getting more messed up. But yeah, I'm excited. I'm just happy they're taking a new direction. It has me super intrigued.
Sure. And I haven't played Resident Evil 6, but from what I've heard, it was a disaster.
Leon's story was good.
Okay.
It was pretty good.
I mean, that was like core Resident Evil 4 right there, was Leon's story, and then everybody else was just action.
Sure.
Yep.
Now,
Chris punching boulders and stuff. Yeah.
Now, this follows a new character, right? Like, this isn't a Resident Evil person from before. This is brand new lore.
Well, we don't even know who the main character is.
There's barely any references to old Resident Evils. Like, you find a note that has like a Resident Evil chopper with the umbrella symbol on it, but that's about all you see that's actually related to Resident Evil in the game.
Okay. Now, do you like the shift from third person to first person? Do you think it'll fit the series better?
Yeah, honestly, I think it will. Like if you take like the original Resident Evil and you put that in first person, that would be pretty awesome. Because the zombies there, you'd only fight like one or two at a time, and I think it'll be probably the same type of atmosphere they're trying to get from Resident Evil 1, only in first person.
Okay, cool. Well, I guess we'll just snake back around. So, what is your number 4?
It's got to be Crash Band. No, not Crash Band.
Oh my gosh.
No.
How disappointed were you?
Oh my gosh.
How disappointed were you that it was just remasters and like they came out playing the music and the shadows on the ground? It was looking all cool. He's like, it's a remaster, and I'm like,
They made such a big deal over remasters and a Skylanders deal.
You guys gotta buy it though, or else they'll never make a new game.
Right.
Exactly. I'm going to get it. I'm not going to be happy.
Sure. Now, actually, you saw that the Skylanders figures, they also work in the Wii U version as well, right? It's not this Crash in Skylanders is not PlayStation exclusive.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Although I'm not a Skylander person, so I don't really care.
No, I don't care either.
Neither am I.
I don't think many people cared, honestly.
Sure.
But number 4 for me is God of War.
Oh, okay.
That was so awesome. Well, I mean, I was at the theater because I went to the PlayStation
Yeah.
experience.
You
But
left
the
me in the
orchestra,
dust. You're like, I'm leaving you guys behind. I'm going to the theater.
yes, I met all types of cool people. That kind of funny people unite.
Oh,
But
cool.
yeah, it was just that orchestra when it started off. You're like, what is happening? And this is just like, this is so awesome, because it wasn't really a conference. It was more like an experience, an event. And then once they showed Kratos, like, I'm not even that much of a God of War fan, but even I had chills over that. Like, that was just such an awesome reveal. You know, his son, or what you suppose is his son, coming up to him, and he's just standing in the shadows, turns around with his beard, more epic than mine. And
So
oh
is
man,
that why you like it so much? Is it beard envy?
I gotta say, it looks good on old man Kratos there.
See, now, I've got to say, I was a big fan of the God of War series. Like, I like the heavy action, button mashing kind of, God of War, what it was before, just all spectacle. But this new God of War, to me, I'm like, it looked like they tried to take the Last of Us formula and like smash God of War into it. That's what, at least that's what it looked like to me. And I'm
that's
normally
a
a big God of
theme.
War fan. I had the opposite reaction. I was like, I don't know if I like this.
Yeah, I was the same. I was the same exact way.
It's
I,
really
I'm I went into it and I was like, okay, yes, the reveal was amazing. They could
Yes.
have revealed that better. But then they showed the gameplay and I'm like, this looks like the PS4 version of Rise Son of Rome, where
and
it was pretty much just X X X.
I know what you're coming. I know what you're coming from. This game, like I said, isn't even going to come out until next year, if not the year after that. But I think it's pretty awesome that they're just going all out, and that's the theme running through all the PlayStation games, is that they're going for more of that. They all seem to have that Last of Us, like you said, James, effect. Like, they're trying to get more serious. And I don't know. I didn't like Kratos as a main character anyway. In the other ones, I thought just a big dumb, destroy. But in this one,
But that's what made it
with his
fun, too. It
son-
was mindless fun. That's why.
with his son, it's like you have this personal connection. Since I have a son, I understand where it's coming from more, I guess. And that's why The Last of Us was the same way with when he was with Ellie and had that connection. And I don't know, I felt it bonding. I mean, the new mechanics of, like, you gain experience with as your son does things, and it's just trying different things in his axe, which you can actually throw into guys, leave it, how he's beating up the other bad guys with his fist. And that's one of the...
Just like you do in the gym. When you go to the gym, you're beating up guys with the fists and you're throwing axes.
No, that's happening to me. People are beating me up. But yeah, I was super stoked, and I know most of normal people were stoked, and like you too. But
Yeah.
no,
Sure.
I'm just kidding.
It could change.
No, it's not for everyone. Yeah.
It could change and like make it better, but like right when they showed the gameplay, I'm just like,
It
I'm
was
gonna be
cool though. It was really cool that they had some flashbacks to the old God of War, like when he went into that rage mode when you push the two thumbsticks in. It showed the chains around his forearms where they were before.
Yeah.
And so you wonder if that could come back in some way.
Now I love the Norse mythology that they're going for. That is cool.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Like dragons and all that kind of stuff.
I mean, it should be interesting because I'm kind of interested to see what the critics will think once it comes out, because it's such a big departure from the original God of War. So it's going to be interesting to see how people what people think about it.
Yeah.
So we'll see. I mean, that actually looks pretty cool. And I'm going to say my number 4, even though I currently don't own this system, my number 4 is going to be Detroit, because I am a big fan of Heavy Rain. Loved it. I enjoyed Beyond Two Souls, and people were kind of shaky on that one. But the more I see of Detroit, I'm like, oh my gosh, I have to get my hands on this game, because it's just, there are a few games on PlayStation, because I've got an Xbox One to Wii U, and there are a few games on PlayStation 4 where I'm like, I have to play that. And that game just, to me, it's
That
right up my alley.
trailer
It
was
looks so good.
perfect.
And it just showed the way they did the tree of, okay, here's what happens if you make this choice. Here's what happens if you make this choice. Like, I just loved it. It looks so awesome.
The trailer
Quantic
told you
Dream,
exactly
such
what
good
it
games.
was. And it was
Yes.
so, you're absolutely right. It was like the perfect trailer to show what that game's about, how many choices you can make, the characters. I like that you're playing an android because the other games felt like the Uncanny Valley, like you didn't really believe it, but with an
Sure,
android you
sure.
can get away with it more. So that game is hitting all the right notes, and that I'm just going to say that was my number one.
Really?
So,
Wow. Okay, we'll
Yeah,
get
I
around.
loved-
We'll get around to the number one. Save your comments because
Yeah.
now when we get around number one, you can tell us why it was your number. Because I'm actually surprised by that. But that's
You are.
awesome. So
Yeah.
it's amazing how they took the what was it Kara demo and they turned it into this like full game. It's gonna just it looks
Yeah,
really
I can't wait to play that.
good. Right. But okay, Bremy, on to you. What is your number 4?
Norman Reedus holding a fetus.
Oh my gosh.
No, I'm just kidding.
Oh, that was
Dude,
okay, wait,
man.
I have to ask Brent real quick. When you were in the auditorium and they showed that disturbing trailer of a man with a C-section scar and an umbilical cord going to a baby with black handprints all over it.
Dude, that's an experience I'll never forget. Being that people were just freaking the heck out. You wouldn't believe it. Like, I know you're not into Kojima games, but
No.
for the PlayStation faithful that love this man, it was out of control and crazy. When they saw Norman Reedus, people were standing up like, "Ooh!" freaking out. I had goosebumps. I was like, "What? I don't know what the hell this is, but I want to play this right now,
Okay.
even though we're not getting it in 2020."
Also, Kojima's entrance is the best thing at E3 this year. Hands down. His
No, it
entrance
was.
was the best, and
It
was the best
so
thing about E3.
unnecessary, but it's so awesome. And that he had that little trail that came down.
Yeah, right.
He
The little
walked out.
scouts that filled in. Yeah.
And he
right.
went too fast. He went too fast.
Yeah.
Are you guys
Although
talking
was
about
so
Death
awesome.
Stranding?
I will say it was really awesome how Sony had that interactive stage. Like things would change on the ground when people were walking out. I like that. That was pretty cool. But okay, Bremy, to get back to you,
Yes.
your number 4.
My number 4 is Recore. I wasn't really excited for it. I didn't get hyped for it like everybody else did. We didn't see any gameplay, and I personally feel like there's nothing really to get really that hyped for if you haven't seen gameplay. But I liked what I've seen. It seems like a more arcadey shooter, which is what I love more than anything. So
Cool. Okay, well then I guess I've got that a little higher on my list, but I'll get to that I guess when we get there. But I mean, Record does look pretty good. I mean, it's one where like I was like you last year, where it wasn't even on my radar, and now this year it was good.
yeah.
I'm gonna tell you guys, like you had with the God of War reaction, like
Yeah.
it dimmed your expectations. You don't like it. This demo sort of didn't appeal to me when I watched it again. I was expecting something more heavily story driven that was going to look sort of like Horizon or play like that, and it looks more like they're just going for an action title. It's cool how the bots have their different powers, but nothing really grabbed me like I thought it would about Recore.
It didn't grab you like a black death hand of Norman Reedus, or the whatever the black little fingerprints.
Or the floating figurettes in the.
Oh my
the
gosh,
sky.
that was.
Yeah.
I can't believe
That
coming
was
back.
so
to
awesome.
It was just so weird. Like it was one of those trailers that just like creeped me out. Like I don't know what it was
it's
about it, but it was
creepy.
just.
Yeah,
it
it
was,
was-
Hell, man.
they showed no
I get shivers
gameplay.
just
They
thinking
showed
about it.
nothing about it. It's got a really weird name, and yet people are like, "It's gonna be amazing," and we don't even know what it is.
Well,
Guy's legendary.
the whole thing is a nod to PT. So like that's what I got out of it at least.
Sure.
Yeah.
And
PT was
honestly,
incredible.
with them showing this trailer, do you guys think they even have any gameplay done at like any concepts or
Oh, no.
anything done, or did they just rush this
No,
trailer?
they already said they don't even have an engine yet. They're still trying to search for an engine.
Yeah.
That was like a test.
So what they
there's
showed is
nothing.
Sure. So what they show us is a proof of concept.
Not
Yeah,
even that. Not even that.
It's that. And so they don't have story down. They don't have anything. If people that think this game's coming out 2018 are foolish. It's way
it's the same-
off. It's even
it's the
further
same-
than that.
It's the same reveal as Kingdom Hearts 3. Everyone thought it was going to come out the next year, and it wasn't even. It was
happened?
just started. It
What
was
happened?
just
Kingdom
started.
Hearts? Gone.
Oh, That's what I was hoping at Sony's press conference. That kind
Sick.
of.
It's been what, 2
That
years
was-
since you've seen it?
Oh whoa.
Oh, we have interference.
What's going on? Oh no, not
It was
interference.
Matt.
No.
Hey guys.
This is Matt.
What, Matt?
Hey.
Where's your video?
Randomly popped on.
I know it's not
Hey,
there.
but Matt is joining us. We have a challenger approaching.
Break it up.
We don't know what happened to him.
Wait, hold on. Am I out
Got
there?
no audio, no video, but he was here and then he's gone.
Oh, dang.
But okay, Bremy, to snake back around until Matt gets in the call. What was your number 3, sir?
I've been 2 and 3. I kind of been throwing around, but
Okay.
number 3 is Final Fantasy 15.
Oh,
I've been so excited for that game, and every time I watch more of it, I just want it even more, and I just want September to be here so I can play it. But that's about that. Yeah,
Yeah, that's
all I have about that. It just
Okay.
looks amazing.
because from what I've heard from at least hands-on demos, they say it's not playing too well. Does that worry you at all?
No, I played the platinum demo that they had a while ago that came out. It played great. It played exactly the way Kingdom Hearts played,
Oh, okay.
but it played a lot better. They said, I heard that the battle that they showed at the PlayStation conference, I think it was, or was it PlayStation conference or Xbox conference?
Oh,
It's Xbox.
Yeah, that Titan battle. They said that
That-
that Titan battle played a lot better than it looked. So
Yeah, that guy totally should not have played it on
Yeah.
stage because it really took some of the excitement. But I saw an actual good gameplay of it, and I was like, man, this looks impressive.
yeah.
Oh, well, hey, Brant, let me ask you. I mean, since you put your face in VR now, what do you think about the Final Fantasy VR demo?
Oh my gosh, that's such a throwaway. Like, why even do that? It's terrible.
That was Sony threw us money, and here you go.
Yeah, I hear with all the previews say it was pretty bad too. Like it doesn't respond well. It's just like something they just, yeah. I will say though this is honorable mention. Batman VR.
Yeah.
Because we didn't see anything about it, but I'm hearing a lot of awesome things about it. So, someone to keep your eye out on if you're getting VR.
Now, one thing I will say I'm a little worried about with VR, most of what they're talking about, they're not even games, they're just more VR experiences. Like the Batman one, they think they said it was 2 mini missions. One mission, you were just dressing up as Batman, and the second mission, you were solving like a crime scene, but like that was the whole game. And I guess like the Final Fantasy one, it was just, kind of doing one battle. Most of what they're doing outside of Resident Evil 7, where they say you can play the whole game in VR, most of what they're showing are just like little tiny add-ons or just kind of tagging on to other games as you buy more information. At least that's my understanding.
Right. That's it. You're absolutely right. And they did show one full game at Sony's conference, but I hear even that didn't look too well.
Was it Farpoint?
So, Farpoint, yeah.
That looks cool. That looks cool. That looked cool.
It did look awesome, yeah, but I hear that actually when you're playing it, it doesn't look good at all.
Oh, really?
That's just a rumor. So I'm really, I don't know. I'm really hoping this VR pans out.
Sure. I mean, do you think they should have waited on VR? I mean, after you both have played it, I'm just curious because I have not played any VR. Do you think they should have waited to do this whole VR kick till next generation when they had more power?
Well, I went out. I immediately texted my friend. He asked me what was it like kind of thing. And the first thing I texted him was, I can see why they're making another console. Because this thing is kind of sketchy at times. It didn't look crisp. I think they could have waited, but the fact that they're making another console right now kind of proves that they should have waited in some terms. But
Now, are they just?
Yeah,
Do you think they're just making new consoles now because they've invested so much in VR now they can't really turn back and they want to get the most of their money out of it? So they're making these new consoles to kind of make up the power they need.
Yeah. I think that plays a pretty big part because now they're saying with the new Scorpio that it can run VR. So that's Microsoft's game plan, I think, is to say, hey, we need this new console because Xbox One couldn't. I don't even think could handle a PSVR. So,
Sure.
no
Cool.
offense, but
No, right. But that's why, like you said, Scorpio's coming out. It's going to have the 6 teraflops of power.
Too much.
So it'll be interesting. I mean, it's, although actually, speaking of new Xboxes, I might have to get an Xbox One S because my Xbox One, I've got a launch Xbox One, and all of a sudden, it just gets really, really hot. And, like, I can't hear the fan kicking in. And so I'm thinking, is the fan not working anymore? And if that's the case, it's probably going to overheat soon.
short circuit.
So I'm like, if this thing's getting too hot, I've got to make it till September because I was looking at all my stuff and I went on like GameStop and stuff and looking at trade-in values and I'm like, if I could find a way to turn this thing in, trade a couple games in, and save maybe another $100, I can get a 1S.
Yeah, and you still have your Wii U you could play.
Yep.
So
So right. But see, the only problem is that's going to be cutting into my NX budget and also my / Scorpio budget, depending on how much they say that's going to cost.
Yeah, it's not, man, there's too much new stuff coming out.
Yes.
There really is.
Right. And,
That's really a problem.
actually, speaking of consoles, real quick, I thought this was a very odd choice for them to do. They start the show with the 1S on Xbox, and they end it on Scorpio, kind of telling people, you can buy this 1S now if you want, but wait a year, and you get this much more powerful system.
It's like I said, it's them conceding defeat this generation. They want to get ahead of the ball for next. They're setting the tone for the new hardware, and that's what the 5-year cycle. Here comes the Scorpio, and they're going to set it, and hopefully Sony answers back with something because.
Well, I mean, they've got the Neo coming. I mean, that is their next system. I mean,
Yeah, but that's a half step, and that's why I was so upset about the release of the 4.5. At least Scorpio sounds like a whole new system that can play Xbox One games.
Ooh, but is a half step actually that bad?
sure. So,
Hey, Matt's in.
wait,
I just
wait,
wanna-
wait,
Matt's in.
he's not popping up on my side, so we'll see if Matt actually comes through or not, because
Hey,
he's not showing up.
Man, because I'm here.
Your video's not up.
Man, I don't know.
See,
what's
I
going
can't
on.
hear him or see him, so that's
Oh,
interesting.
James can't even hear him or see him, so.
Nope. He's
Not
just
good.
kind of gone.
All right, hold
He's
on.
only showing up for you guys, which is kind of strange.
It is sort of strange. We have a ghost of Matt.
We do, but that's okay. But okay, to move on with our number 3 for myself, I'm going to go. See, I don't have it written down, so I'm just gonna. My top 3 are kind of shifted in my head right now. My number 3, I'm gonna say Gears of War 4. Because that game looks
Okay.
really good. Gears of War is my favorite exclusive Xbox series. It looks absolutely awesome. And kind of like with you, Brant, when they showed the old Kratos. I mean, now they show the old Marcus. I mean, it's just
With the beard.
they're
Everybody's
bringing in-
better with a beard.
apparently.
This is true. This is true.
It's all about their kids, man. This generation. It's all about the children.
For the children.
But I mean, we saw it last year, and they kind of made it look almost like a horror game in a way, just because everything was dark and the storm was going on, and creatures were jumping out of the dark at you. Where with this demo, they showed the classic Gears of War, the cover shooting, and the lightning and just the weather effects were very impressive. That's one I know I'm going to enjoy no matter what. I mean, I'm pretty sure.
Well, the first one was more like a horror game in some aspects, wasn't it?
Right, a little bit.
Okay.
So Matt just sent me a message, but that is my number 3 because I think, like I said, Gears is going to be great. I mean, it's in the hands of what used to be Black Tusk Studios, now the Coalition, but it looks awesome. He plays Marcus' son JD and his 2 friends. The only thing I think is kind of weird about the game, there are 3 players on screen, but you can only do 2-player co-op, which is very odd. I don't know why they did that. Just do 3-player co-op. Would have been fine.
Or just shoehorn in a 4th player and just make a 4-player co-op like the other 3 games. But
Like, where's Carmine, right? I mean, he should be there.
that's what I thought too. It's just like, where's Carmine? Did he die already? Or
Oh, so sad. They could have had Carmine's
Spoilers.
son. It would have been perfect.
I think they killed off all the Carmines though.
No. Well, do you remember the last Gears of War 3? Remember there was that big campaign where they were selling T-shirts
Oh,
that you
yeah.
kill Carmine or keep him, and whichever one
Yeah.
sold the most, they would do.
Yeah. Did they save him?
Hopefully
or-
people weren't sick and kill him.
They saved him. They did
Yeah,
save him. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
There's faith in humanity. Still.
I mean, sick being faith, or just pretty much a series trend at this point.
Sure. Right. But okay, Brant, what is your number 3?
This was shown at the Xbox conference actually, but I think it's going to be multi-platform. Which We Happy Few.
Oh,
okay,
dude, that looks
yeah.
so good. Well, I think it's right now it's Xbox exclusive, right?
No, it's a timed exclusive.
Did they? I
As
don't know
of
if they
now.
did they say that?
Yeah, they did.
I know it's coming to PC.
It's been confirmed.
Oh,
It has
okay.
been confirmed. Yeah.
Okay.
Down the road, but which I hate these timed exclusives. But at least we're getting it if you have a PlayStation. But yeah, that game brought back BioShock to me. Just the art style. I saw some gameplay afterwards from the trailer, and it has like a roguelike appeal.
Yep.
And I'm like, oh man, this appeals to me even more now. And the choices you can make, like your character, you can actually have your character die, and then you take over as someone else, and you level up. And dude, it looks really awesome.
Yep. And
Really
play
excited.
it. The worlds are totally randomly generated, which is great. I mean, it's gonna be a good game. Now I know
Yeah.
with that game in July, there is joining the preview program on Xbox. You can play as the character they showed in the E3 demo, and then next year, I think it's February or March, they're releasing the full game.
Yep.
Okay.
So super stoked, super intrigued, and I really want to play it.
Cool. Okay, and Bremy, do you have any interest in We Happy Few at all?
Yeah, it looked interesting. I'd like to actually play it, but the trailer really did interest me a lot. It looks like that psychological Alan Wake kind of horror that I really loved. So in Alan Wake and PT and all that kind of stuff. So it looks right down my alley. So I'm excited for it.
Cool. Yeah, I mean, it looks
Cool.
really, really good. I wasn't a big roguelike person for a while, but then there are certain roguelikes I'm a pretty big fan of. Don't Starve and a few other things where, I'll go back to them and just play them. And, I think We Happy Few, just having that kind of horror element is really going to draw me in. And I think it's going to be awesome. I'm really looking
Oh
forward to it.
yeah, that trailer was freaky, man.
It was.
Jeez, when the pinata. Ooh,
Oh.
man.
Oh.
You knew what was coming too, which was probably
Yeah.
Is that like
oh.
a party at the Brant house? Is that what the party's about?
Yeah, we all feed
Those
you
big old
drugs,
Ohio rats and throw them on the table?
Right, like at the party you were at a couple months ago. Yeah, we fed you drugs, and then you were really eating like a dog or something.
Right. Actually, one thing I really liked about that game is when you're on Joy, the pills, and when you're not. Because when you're not on Joy, it's all dark and dreary, and you're kind of like sneaking around. And then when you're on Joy, there's like a rainbow in the sky, and this music's playing. It's like da, 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 da.
And then you see his hands going like this.
It's hilarious, dude. It looks so good, so good.
Yeah.
But okay, time to get down to brass tacks. What is your number 2?
Number 2. Hit it,
Who does
Brant.
number 2 work for?
Austin
Powers reference. There you go.
Powers. Great show. My number 2 is, oh man, I have 2 there, but I don't know
Mr.
what to
Brant,
do with.
let out your number 2.
We already know you're number 1.
Yeah, I know that's the problem. I forgot to mention this one. Okay, we have to have
An
an
honorable mention. Another
we
one?
have it?
You already had one.
No, but later on. Okay, I'll say Horizon Zero Dawn.
Oh, okay.
I forgot about that game.
Yeah.
Dang it.
This looks like the Zelda that I wanted personally. It looks phenomenal. That I can't believe what they're doing with this game. Like the mechanics involved and just the setting, the scope of the story, what they're going for, it's unbelievable. Like how could they could think of this stuff?
That was my game of the show last year. It blew me away as well.
I'm so ready to play this game.
Sure. And actually, Brant, kind of like what you said with how you felt about Recore, where last year, you were super hyped for it, and this year, after you saw more, you were like, I don't know. For me, last year, when I saw Horizon Zero Dawn, I'm like, I have to buy a PS4 to play this game. This game looks amazing. And then this year, when I watched the demo, I was like, I don't know. Like, I need to see. I don't know why. Last year, I was like super, super hyped for it. And this year, like, I watched the gameplay, and for some reason, I was bored watching it. I don't know why, but I watched it. I'm like, I don't know now. Like, I was super psyched for it. Now this year, I'm like, I don't know.
I don't see it.
I can see kind of like how you feel bored. It's like one of those open world games. It was Zelda for like, because I watched the Zelda thing for like that entire 8 hours that they had because I had nothing else to do. But like after a while, it did get boring. I see what you're just saying.
So I mean,
I can't wait to rank.
I know how you feel about Recore because that's how I felt about Horizon Zero Dawn. Like I think it looks good. It's probably gonna get great reviews. But to me, after I watched the demo they showed this year, it kind of killed some of the hype for me. I don't know why, but it just did.
Wow. I'm speechless, man. It just brought my hype up even more, seeing more gameplay. Like, bring it on, man.
To combat that, Mr. Brandt, my number 2 was Recore. Because for me, like last year I saw it, I'm like, okay, I need to see some more. And then like, Andrew and Chris on the Xbox Enthusiast team with me, they have both been so hyped for Recore. That's all they talk about, how great it's going to be. And I'm like, I don't know, guys. But then when I saw it this year, like that's like on my must-buy list now. Like that game completely turned me around when I saw the gameplay of it. I'm like, this is right up my alley. I have to play this. And so that's why it's my number 2, because it just totally took me by surprise this year. Because I'm like, okay, I want to see more. I'm not too sure about it. And I saw it. I'm like, I want this now.
Just interesting. It looks like they went. I know the game's going to be $40 too, but it sort of rubs me as a budget title more than anything. I was expecting like this huge, grand adventure, and they're turning it into like which isn't necessarily a bad thing, but more of like just an generic action beat 'em up. It seems like with platforming elements. I don't know. That's just from what I saw from it. Same with Scalebound.
Sure.
But,
and see, that's what, like, okay, I don't have Scalebound on my list, but that's one where I absolutely love Platinum Games. I think they do awesome work. I mean, outside of a few things, Legend of Korra was supposed to be terrible, and Ninja Turtles was a letdown, but Bayonetta was awesome, and Vanquish was awesome, and Mad World. Like, they've had a lot of really, really good games, and so I have hope for Scalebound. It looks kind of like their version of Monster Hunter almost, where you can bring in 4 hunters to attack a giant monster, because that's kind of like how online Monster Hunter works. But I just need to see more. Like, I love the style of it, but they haven't really shown me enough for me to be excited yet.
Yeah, I heard that this is the same team that made Bayonetta and all those other good ones, Mad World, and all the good ones. Like the smaller team made the Legend of Korra and TMNT and all that kind of games that didn't really review well. But this is apparently the core Platinum team that made all the other actual good games. So.
Sure, and that does excite me. But once again, all we've really seen in that game is they've got the little open world environment they showed us last year, and then a boss battle this year, and that's it. So I'm like, I need to see more. So we'll see.
Yeah.
But okay, my number 2, like I said, was Recore. So I'm super excited for that. As Brandt coughs up a lung, we will be okay.
I'm still coughing up stuff, man. It's crazy.
If you're watching the video version of this episode, I'm very sorry. Okay.
I'm just kidding.
Bremy, what's your number 2?
Well, I completely forgot about Horizon Zero Dawn.
Okay.
So I'm going to have 2 number 2s.
It depends on how much fiber you had in your diet, but okay, I will allow 2 number 2s.
My other one is South Park The Fractured Butthole.
Oh yes, I forgot.
I forgot about that. Yeah, me too.
The whole banter between them talking about the movie license that they have with their whole
With the
universe.
Netflix, yeah.
It was perfect. It was so well done.
Oh, that was so good.
It looks like South Park back in its prime days, which was what Stick of Truth was, and the gameplay just looks so much better and improved. And I just want to play that now.
Sure.
I love Stick of Truth, even though it kind of got really I felt bad playing it at times because of some of the stuff that's in it, and I won't go into any detail. But
It's not family friendly.
no.
It's a cartoon.
There's one boss battle. There's one boss battle I'm not going to mention, but it takes place in a hospital. But
oh jeez, yeah.
Yeah, but I've liked South Park for a while now, even though it's kind of degraded. But this looks back up to its top form, which I'm excited for.
Cool. Okay, now what's your 2.5?
Oh, that was Horizon Zero Dawn.
Oh, okay.
There we go.
Cool.
Yeah.
Okay.
Glad I reminded you.
Now, before we get into our number one game, I'm gonna read Matt's list because he texted to me since he couldn't join the show. He tried, everybody. He tried. But okay, here's his number 5. His number 5 was Recore. His number 4 was Gears of War 4. His number 3 is Steep, which I was kind of surprised of. What did you guys think of Steep? Because that was the one, I think it was at Ubisoft, where it's 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 extreme sport game. You can ski, you can
realistic SXX.
Snowboard, yeah, pretty much. You can use those wingsuits, you can hang glide, there's all sorts of stuff you can do in a live, open, online environment. So I mean, it looked interesting. I definitely need to see more.
Cabela's with snowboarding.
Right.
So you're shooting a deer as you're going down.
His number 2, which I can't believe I didn't mention this. I totally forgot about this. Mass Effect Andromeda.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
No,
They didn't really show much more. It's just more concept art. It's just
well, I mean, they showed some actual in-game footage and stuff, and they showed the new protagonist and stuff. It's supposed to come out early next year.
That's not happening.
But isn't that what they said? Didn't they say February?
No, I think they originally said it was early 2017. Now I think they kind of changed it. This E3 proves that it's just not ready yet.
Sure. But I think we're all excited for it, right?
Right.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
It's going to be amazing because
Take your
honestly,
time and make it amazing. Yeah.
yes,
Exactly.
Yes, because Mass Effect Last Generation, the whole trilogy was probably my favorite thing of Last Generation. It was so good. I mean, I played through it multiple times, all 3 games multiple times, and that's a lot of gameplay. Okay. Before we get into our number 1, because I've got Matt's number 1 here as well, I'm almost 99.9% sure that 3 of the 4 of us have the exact same number 1 game.
I tried so hard. I tried so hard not to make it number 1.
And I did the same thing, and that's.
It's like
But
nothing beat the hype that I had for it.
It's just too good not to be number 1 because.
Yeah.
Okay, Bremy, you, me, and Matt, tell our folks what is our number 1 game of E3 2016.
Zelda Breath of the Wild.
Yes, it does everything that we wanted Zelda to do for a long time, and it.
You can scale anything.
Within limits. Apparently, they brought back the stamina meter, which
I'm fine with. That doesn't. I mean, it was fine. Skyward Sword. I'm fine with it.
Yeah, it wasn't that bad, but that opening scene where it's just wake up, and then you're like, oh hey, voice acting, and then beautiful, gorgeous vista, kind of thing. That right there, that opening shot sold it for me, and I didn't even see gameplay.
Okay, let me ask you a question then. You said you watched the whole 8-hour stream of this game.
Don't remind me.
What about it made you want to stick around for so long?
Just wanting to see more of it, and I was bored.
Had nothing better to do.
Yeah, they didn't really show off too much. They kind of confirmed some things. They showed off some things that they confirmed earlier, like the little mini dungeons. I forget what they're called, but.
Yeah, I know what you're talking about.
There's over 100 of them, and yeah, you can pretty much do it anything. They kind of showed off some cooking, they showed off some scaling and all that kind of stuff, and it just looks like they're putting so much into Zelda all at once, but they're kind of doing it perfect in some weird way.
Yeah, until we get our hands on it, we don't really know, because what they're doing in this game, and Brant will probably attest to this, they're doing what many games have done for a very long time. They're finally getting modernized with Zelda. But I think the reason that you and I and Matt are so hyped for it is that normally when Nintendo takes an idea, it almost like they perfect it. Like, it takes them forever to get it done.
Yes.
So once it's done, it's worth it. And I'm super excited for that game. And honestly, one interesting thing they said about the game, from the moment you leave that cave, you can go and fight the final boss and beat the game.
Mm-hmm.
Like, it's literally completely open. You can literally do anything you want in whatever order you want, and it's crazy.
And I'm gonna do that. Not right at the beginning, but like when I beat it, I'm going to try to beat Ganondorf without doing anything. So.
Now, Brant,
they did confirm Ganon. They did confirm Ganon was the main villain.
Oh, okay. Well, I mean, that's kind of expected. Outside of Skyward Sword.
Yeah. And the Four Swords games.
Oh, yeah, right.
Where it was Vadi.
Okay, Brant, I know it's not your number one, unless I'm totally surprised, but what did you think of Zelda?
I watched some. Yeah, I went online and watched some footage. I had to work that day, but as you guys were pointing out, this is what they need to do with Zelda, and I'm happy that it's coming so well that people are once again excited to play Zelda, like in a whole new way. Like, people are always excited to play a new Zelda, but with this game, it seems to be at a thief level, like something they've never seen before. And like you guys said, with the whole open world, Nintendo, they haven't been on the best track record lately, but they still, when they're on, they perfect things, as James said. And this looks like the game that's going to perfect everything, and the game we've been waiting for on the Wii U since it launched.
Yeah, honestly. Actually waiting all last generation, because, with Xbox 360 and people were playing things like, at least for me, like playing Elder Scrolls for the first time, like all these big open worlds, and then you're like, I want that in Zelda. And it didn't happen all last generation. And it pretty much not happening this generation, because it's coming out in NX.
Yeah. And we don't even know what the NX version looks like. It could look even better than, and it already looks great. It could look even better than that. So,
and I mean, if anything, one thing we could say, the NX or the Wii U, Nintendo proved they didn't need a big fancy system to make good-looking games.
No.
But because they didn't have power, they got no third-party support.
Exactly. They can make some detailed games. Mario Kart 8 is still one of the most detailed games I've ever played in my life. But they can make some very detailed games with that supposed little hardware.
Right. Okay, Brant, we're going to end the show with what is the best game of E3 2016. So, Brant, let our listeners know, what is the best game?
Well, if you're just suddenly turning this on and didn't hear us before, I'm going with James number 4, which is Detroit.
And why is that? Tell us why you loved it so much.
What can I say? That trailer, like I reiterated before, was just perfect. Just the presentation, telling you what you needed to know, the heartbreaking suspense, and seeing that, you didn't save the little girl, but then actually going back, taking time to reassess the crime scene, and then having different outcomes. And then I watched gameplay on top of this trailer, and it's really cool how it has, like, as you're discovering things in the crime scene, you actually get a meter that goes up and down, and it continuously goes down as you're searching, but then when you find something that's necessary for the crime scene to figure it out, it actually goes back up, and it's like balancing act, and you can actually, that's how you get different endings based on your decisions and what you find. And this is the Heavy Rain David Cage game we've all been wanting, that we know is potentially there, and it's so awesome to see this come to fruition. Like, Until Dawn is still one of my, I haven't finished it yet, but what I've played is it's a game you have to play if you have a PS4, just from the storytelling and how it's displayed. And this looks like
That's
it's
definitely Until Dawn. I will say that's another game where when I get it, I don't know if I should say if or when, because I'm putting all this money in NX and Scorpio, so who knows when I'll be able to get a PS4. But that's one I absolutely want to play is Until Dawn. That game looks so good.
That game, I don't mean this in a bad way possible. In the best way possible. I mean this. That game had no right to be as good as it did.
Exactly.
It didn't have any hype going into it. Everyone thought it was just this going to be this mediocre game kind of thing, and it just blew everyone away. And that's what I loved about it.
Yeah, and that's type of storytelling when it's hit on rock hard with the gameplay and decisions that looks like Detroit's going to have. I think that's going to be one of the best games ever, period, if they hit on it. And I'm praying that they do because, my goodness, that's at the top for me right now.
And it doesn't even need Ellen Page to succeed.
I would not think that, but yes, they can succeed without her.
Well, there you have it, folks. The two best games of E3 2016, Detroit and Legend of Zelda Breath of the Wild. Or
Basically
Breath of the Wild? That's what it's called, right?
Breath of the Wild. Basically the same games.
Sure.
Same experience.
Honorable mention, Dishonored.
That's what I was going to say. Real quick, we should hop into our honorable mentions to cap off the show. Brant, what have you been dying to talk about?
Dishonored 2. That's one game that I really should have put in there. Actually, before Resident Evil 7, because that trailer was freaking awesome, and I love Dishonored 1. So, and that awesome mechanic where you can peer into the past and swap between the two. Mm-hmm. Oh my gosh, there's only been certain instances in other games where they successfully did that.
Yeah. Now, did you ever play Singularity? I think it's called Singularity, where you jumped into the past and the future because you had like this time machine thing.
Yeah, that's sort of how it was. That's sort of what I was thinking about. Mm-hmm. The game. I couldn't think of what it was, but yeah, oh man, I love Dishonored 1 and wish more people would have experienced it, but this will be the perfect time to.
Well, I actually, thanks to the Steam sale too, and the Dishonored 2 reveal, I actually bought Dishonored and I'm playing through it. I got it on my computer. I'm going to play it. I just need to find time to play it.
There you go.
I'm going to get it at launch. I get Dishonored 2 at launch because of that.
Okay, cool. Now, Bremy, do you have any other honorable mentions you'd like to throw out there real quick?
About the only game I can really think of more that kind of surprised me a bit was Paper Mario Color Splash.
Yes. I was actually going to mention that too. Right.
That looked a lot better than what people were saying it's going to be. Like, it looks like they're expanding upon the stickers concept a little bit more. So,
which is scary.
It's scary, but it kind of looks better at the same time. So.
Sure. I'm trying. I mean, I had one on the tip of my tongue, and now I forget what it was. Because there were just so many good games at E3 this year.
Best trailer, best reveal is Spider-Man.
Oh yes, Spider-Man.
I forgot about that. That was awesome.
Crazy.
That was amazing.
Yeah, that's a man. Sony knew what they were doing by getting that.
Well, I mean, Sony still has the movie rights. I mean, kind of. I mean, they let Marvel do it, but they're kind of like tag team it with Sony. So.
Wait, does Sony own Spider-Man?
They did.
Or was it Fox? Because Fox owns Fantastic Four.
No, yeah, Fox. No, Fox has Fantastic Four and X-Men, and then Sony had Spider-Man.
Okay.
That's why the X-Men that's why the X-Men can't be in the Avenger movies. I think that's what it is. Something like that, or they can't mix.
Yeah.
It's stupid rules, but what can you do? Yeah. Man, I was trying to think of my honorable mention. Now it's bugging me because I can't remember what it was. But
all you can think of is Spider-Man.
Right. Just overall, though, this year's E3 was absolutely it was a good one. I mean, looking at what's coming out this year, I mean, I'm not going to be buying too many games this year. Most of what I want is coming out next year. I'm glad Matt brought up Mass Effect because I forgot about that one too. That's going to be really good. Sea of Thieves actually looks interesting. That's one I'm still iffy on though. Just because for me, those only online multiplayer games, if the crowd's not there, you're in trouble. But the concept of having 5 friends and, going on a pirate adventure together is awesome.
Yeah, it
Yes.
looks like it would be cool for like 2 hours because you got all your friends together, and then you realize not all 5 of you can get together at ever again.
Right.
So then
right.
you kind of
Sure.
It's kind of the same thing as No Man's Sky is for me.
Mm-hmm.
Where it looks really interesting. It looks like it could be fun, but I'm not sold on it.
Sure.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, overall, though, it was a really good E3. We had some great games, and now you know our top 5 games of the show. So definitely check out Detroit and Legend of Zelda if you get the chance, and also all these other wonderful games we've been talking about. As for Life of Gaming, you can always find us on iTunes, the Google Play Store, Microsoft MP3 Store, SoundCloud, and YouTube. We're all over the place. Make sure to check out our YouTube page as well if you want the video version of the show. You can find us on Twitter at Life of Gaming Pod and on Facebook. And you can find me as well on Twitter and Xbox and all those places, Jamester0722. And Brant, where can people find you, sir?
You can find me at _the_Brant, MINUSTHEBRANT on Twitter, and that's my PSN ID as well. And yep.
Awesome. And Bremy, what about yourself?
You can find me at Bremy35, I think it is on Twitter. And Bremy, I think it's just Bremy on Xbox. And then it's Bremy21 on Blizzard.net if anybody wants to play Overwatch with me, because kind of can't find anybody to play with.
Did you get Overwatch on PC? Where'd you get Overwatch at?
I originally got it on the PS4. I loved it on the PS4. And then I came into some money, I'll say, and I got a laptop that can run a lot of stuff now.
Awesome.
And, so I got it on PC, and I sold the PS4 version.
Oh, okay. Cool.
Oh, I would have played with you, man.
See, that's what you get. That's what you get. And you guys know you can always find Matt, who was unable to join, who tried. You can always find him on Twitter at cpunkrocko7, and then he's on Xbox at xmightymatt14x. But we hope you enjoyed the show. What was your top 5 games of E3? Did we get our list totally wrong? Just let us know, especially if you're watching on YouTube or talk to us on Facebook or Twitter. Let us know what your top games were. But until next time, guys, thank you for listening. We are out.
See ya.
Bye.